Okay, I'm going to talk about how to deal with physical pain and how I have dealt with physical pain in the past. And there's, okay, I know this is a touchy subject, is the thing, and I get that. And I don't want to in any way minimize what people are going through, right? Because I've been there. I've been in, major car accident. I've two actually. I have experienced. I'm diagnosed with endometriosis. I know physical pain, and I don't want to in any way minimize this if you're going through physical pain right now. And I'm just going to share with you what I have done in the past when working through physical pain, and what has helped me out. The first part is that when I'm in physical pain, I want to pretty much shut everyone and everything out. I'm like, I don't want to deal with it. I'm done, right? I cannot deal with anyone else's anything. I have to just be in my own self, right? And I do whatever I can to feel better. And this can be something that feels indulgent. It can be laying in bed and just watching comedies. It can be, taking a nice long bath with Epsom salts, and just kind of like relaxing in. It can be, making sure that I have lavender spray going, and it's essentially just like full on self-loving, self-nurturing me. And I do that, right? Another thing I like to do is I like to get dressed. Sounds really simple, but you know what it's like when you are going through, the trenches and you are exhausted because your body has been working on, this pain, and you're mentally exhausted and you're emotionally exhausted and you're just like, you're tapped out. And I know for me, if I still take the time to get ready, even if I'm not going anywhere, even if I get ready and I go lay back down in bed, I feel a little bit better, right? And it's just like these little things. It's these little things. After the birth of my first child, and it was a very traumatic birth, and my body was truly wrecked. I wasn't sure if I'm gonna make it through. Anyway, it was a lot. And I could not even make it up the stairs to my bed. And I would sleep on the couch downstairs in the lounge room because I simply could not go upstairs. And wow, I can feel the emotions coming up from that. And there's that space of breathing, of comparing how you have been versus how you are right now. And that is not a good space to be in. Comparing yourself with who you used to be doesn't really help. I feel like there's another way of flipping that around so that you feel like you have some control in it, and it's the forward projection of how you will be. It's the forward projection of what I will be and how I will show up and how strong my body is and how capable my body is, and creating that vision and holding that vision and speaking that vision and writing down that vision, and then doing these little things, little tiny things every day to start to create that, right? Another thing is, for quite a while I was doing some really intensive meditation, and I would go to these meditation centers and I would sit in silence for 10 days at a time. And I've done this several times. And in that, I learned that pain is just a sensation. And when you're in pain and you're registering it as pain, you certainly don't think that. And I feel like that experience through meditation helped me and still helps me when I am going through pain. And so I think of it most of the time as being a sensation, like, okay, and flipping the word pain into, okay, that is a very strong sensation. That sensation feels hot, or that sensation feels like it's vibrating or gyrating, or that sensation feels heavy. And I just kind of, I go in a little bit deeper into what pain means. And I find that can be very helpful. The other thing that I do is I really try to focus on what I can do. And even if that's something small, like if I can get up and use the toilet, like fantastic, you know? If I know it sounds like so tiny, but when you are flat out with pain, like you will know what I'm talking about. Like it feels like you deserve a gold medal for going to the toilet because it's a big deal. And so lean into that. Like seriously, be like, yeah, it is a big deal and I do deserve a gold medal for going to the toilet because look, I've done it and I've made it through that. And so it's kind of like celebrating all of the little things that you can do and really kind of like focusing on the things that you are able to do versus the things you aren't able to do. And just trying to find all of those really. And if you need, like write out a list, you know, or when you're doing it, your family might think you're crazy, but you can be like, look, I just went to the toilet on my own and how fantastic am I? It sounds so silly, but it works. And, you know, just kind of flipping it to be just a bit more empowering is helpful. The next thing is that I like to really wrap myself in like self-compassion. That, you know, I'm going through something and it's okay. You know, I may have put my friendships on pause for a while. I may have put my work on pause for a while. I may have put my family on pause for a while. But I have to look after me, and that's okay. And I have compassion for me because I know that I need it. I know that I have to be kind and gentle with myself to get through it. And it will help. The next things I do, I feel like I have a whole series. So some other things that I do are I really start slowly but surely kind of like modifying my diet to be just a bit healthier. You know, I will definitely be on top of my vitamins. I will just even in small bits start to move my body more. You know, and I just really, especially when I'm feeling pain in my body, I really try to avoid any like mental stimulation that will enhance that pain. So I absolutely stay away from the news. I generally take a break from social media. I will just kind of cocoon myself so that I'm just focusing on the good things. Like I'm being very purposeful and intentional of what I allow in my life. I am being kind to myself. I'm being loving to myself. I'm celebrating my smallest of wins, and trying to follow doctor's advice usually too. Oh goodness. Yeah. Let's see. The last bit, which is kind of a crucial bit, is, you know, after kind of going through the process, you get to this point where you're just like, I'm over it, right? I am over dealing with this physical pain. I am so done with it, and I'm ready to let it go. And just like, you know, like just having that like mental resolve that, okay, I'm done. done. Thank you, pain, for all that you've taught me. Thank you, pain, for, the lessons that I have learned about dealing with physical pain. Thank you. Thank you, medical system, for helping me. Thank you, nurses and doctors and support people and triage and everyone else. Thank you. And now I'm done. So it's time to start doing something else. And I'll generally start to latch on to a project, or I'll start to do something else. And so this could even be, taking up a little bit of journaling. This can be, doing just even little tiny bits of things. Seriously. I'll start to make little, postcard pieces of art where I just draw, or I love sending out cards. I'll send out a card. I will do something that gets me out of my head, right? That I'm able to do. Like, I'm not ambitious, like, I'm going to create some, ceramic sculpture, and, I'm like, okay, what can I really do with what I have, and, and do that. It's a long list of how I go through and deal with physical pain, and I have a whole series of habits that I've done to kind of train my mind mentally as well, to look for the good things in it all, and I will share more of that. But as a whole, this is kind of how I work through physical pain, and I hope that there is something in here that might help you. And I sincerely hope that you are able to find the strength in yourself while you're going through physical pain. It's hard, especially when you can't see it on the outside, and people underestimate it and underestimate what you're going through, and you're dealing with all of this stuff. And no, you're not alone. You're not alone. All love and all the best.